Bruh.
I'd suffocate without you, even though it hurts to breathe your lies. All the red wine and the last times I never would, but I can't close the curtain and the sun is in my eyes. Sleepwalking in a daydream, I'm tangled till you wake me up. You always leave me aching up, but I don't wanna be alone. Sleepwalking in a dream of who it could be, of who it could. Sleepwalking in a dream of who it could be, of who it could.
Bruh.
Searching for an anchor, a heavy weight to hold me down. It's a strange hide on my pride. I gave to you, and you take it all for granted. Still I hold you every night.
Sleepwalking in a daydream, I'm tangled till you wake me up. You always leave me aching up, but I don't wanna be alone. Sleepwalking in a dream of who it could be, of who it could. Sleepwalking in a dream of who it could be, of who it could.
Searching for an anchor, a heavy weight to hold me down. It's a strange hide on my pride. I gave to you, and you take it all for granted. Still I hold you every night.
Sleepwalking in a daydream, I'm tangled till you wake me up. You always leave me aching up, but I don't wanna be alone. Sleepwalking in a dream of who it could be, of who it could. Sleepwalking in a dream of who it could be, of who it could.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Bruh.
Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. It is Thursday. We're almost at week's end. And Bitcoin's somehow finding a way to hold on, but barely, right? You know, that's the title of the stream. Barely holding on. And why am I saying barely holding on? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted it. You know, what we're looking at here is just the demand line that we've been tested yesterday. We're just looking at the 12-hour chart, man. Less candles, but all the same. We can go to the 4-hour. And this demand line goes back, I mean, pretty much was kind of created the day that PayPal announced adoption on their platform. And, you know, I guess it was like the low was in, and then you created a new low on November 3rd, and that's where you could anchor. And then from then on, that's where, you know, a bounce occurred around Thanksgiving to get us to test and actually break all-time highs for a very, very short period of time. And since then, unable to catch bids, you know, consecutive lower highs, and then you dumped. But, right, same thing, talk about, you know, it's like it's not just the upsloping support, the demand lines, what you call upsloping supports. You also have horizontal line supports, ice lines, back from history, just December 12th, 2017. So it would be nice to see a bounce. Like what you're kind of doing is very similar to what happened Thanksgiving, right? Where you get one sell-off that hits the demand line, you rally, and then you dump again to test it, right? It's like almost like a double bottom, almost a confirmation low. You gotta wonder, maybe this could be a confirmation low on the demand line, but you just don't know, man. There's not much of an edge really right now. You know that. The good news is you're about to go positive on momentum, at least on the 4-hour, where you haven't seen much of that at all since we topped out December 1st or November 30th. So that's really loud. Don't even know, man. Get a decibel check. YouTube's being weird, man. Like really weird. No notifications went out, I don't think, today on YouTube. So, and other things I'm not going to talk about. But what do you think? Think we're going to bounce the demand line? Think we're going to hit? I mean, are we going to continue this little consolidation, or is it just a bear flag, right? An impulse down, and then upsloping consolidation that barely goes anywhere? You got to admire, at least in the last 4-hour candle, we got a bullish engulfing. Very nice bullish engulfing candle, and you just have indecision now, so that's good. So stay indecision. On the next candle, we engulf it and go higher. Did some people get notifications on YouTube? Because my alt account did not, and it's kind of weird because it's like almost every day that happens. Some got it, some didn't. That's kind of typical Bitcoin world. Nothing really going on in crypto today. I mean, everything's just kind of hanging around. Like I'm talking, yesterday and today are not much different than each other. Go to Ethereum real quick, 563, right? It rallied and then sold off some. It's trying to make a higher. It's just doing what Bitcoin is doing locally. And maybe now the argument could be possibly, you know, you're working on a falling wedge pattern. Okay, well, there's lots of downside potential. There's definitely some support, 544, 515, 487. Those are the big ones below you. You got positive Momo. Let's see what happens. Again, like if there's not much that's changed, what can I even do? Litecoin's down almost 3% today. Right? I mean, you had bullish divergence. You still have bullish divergence, man. Still have it. Below the 200 moving average, you're about to go positive, so it's just gonna do what Bitcoin does. Like if this wasn't tied to Bitcoin, I'd be like, dang, dude, this looks ready to bounce to the upside. Some just based on the MACD histogram on the 4-hour. But unfortunately, we don't live in that world. So remember, like the time for crypto was like back in late September, October, and early November. Now I mean, it almost looks like a mega double top, you know, with tons of downside potential still. You're below critical support. I mean, like, sure, it could rally here, but it broke the supports that we said we didn't. If you saw it, I think if you broke that, there was there's a very good chance you could eventually run to the next support, which is down at like 64 bucks. So, I mean, this bleeding could continue. Remember the stat on Bitcoin? Appreciated value 87% in 2 months. I mean, and you're at the last level where there is real resistance, where it would make sense for any kind of market maker to have sell orders set up. So remember, it was like 86, 85 on the RSI. That's pulled back. It's in the 70s now, but on the weekly. But you're still like just overbought, and there's not much of an edge for the swing trader. And that's I mean, some of the altcoins actually are showing a promising combination of variables, but like that's the problem when your macro, like Bitcoin's so high. Still 18,350 is really high. The only people that don't think 18,350 is high on Bitcoin are people that FOMO'd in really late to this run. I don't know, like it's still to me unfathomable that 18,350 is the price right now. But I'm here, like I'm covering Bitcoin literally every day. It's like my job, right? So I mean, you know how many days we had below $10,000 this year and last year? Too many days. Okay, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP was one of those that was kind of interesting, kind of very interesting. You know, where 51 cents, you fall below that, that's danger zone. You don't want anything to do with XRP below 51 cents because there's just not much support below that. I mean, you could find yourself at 35 cents if you break 51 cents, if Bitcoin doesn't do well, right? But somehow, some way, this really textbook, beautiful looking bullish Gartley appeared, XABCD, and it just so happens that pretty much at a 1414 fib extension and a 786, which is the pattern completion zone, PCZ, of the bullish Gartley, just happens to be lined up perfectly with 51 cents. What is that? Again, same analysis, nothing I can do about it when nothing changes, right? June 21st, 2019. I mean, you know, below that, man, there's just not. That's just a major potential reversal pivot area. Just look from history, you know, July 2018, multiple times. I mean, look, dude, like price action, some crazy May of 2018 scam wick, right? Look how the price action correlates there. And look, October 2018. I mean, that's the area. And you're above it. You bounced off of it. Very good. These harmonics, I mean, Gartleys are extremely reliable. I mean, it bounced there, but it's not ensured that it's going to hit 62 cents or 67.8 cents, which those are targets for this pattern. I figured we would at least test from the bounce, see 62.630 cents, but that is just testament to how in sync all these altcoins are to Bitcoin's local price action. So Spark hype, that's in 2 days though, right? I mean, no telling. You know, someone even asked about it earlier today. What's going to happen with Spark, man? Like, what's going to happen to XRP's price action? It's like, it could pump, it could dump, but most likely what's going to happen is it's just going to do exactly what Bitcoin does in the short term. Okay. Drinking coffee, man. It's kind of one of those days. I mean, it wasn't a very crazy day on the stock market unless you were in Airbnb or something, right? Or I mean, energy stocks, man, just keep going. Like ExxonMobil, unbelievable. ConocoPhillips, Chevron, Occidental Petroleum, all top gainers in the S&P. There were only 33 assets on the S&P 500 that were in the positive today. Starbucks also had a good day. It was up 5%. And Disney after hours, believe it, did it report earnings or it just announced their 80 million plus subscribers, and they're up like 5%, I believe, after hours. So we can look at it real quick live. Yep. So top right of your screen, that is Disney after hours, exploding up. Got as high as $162, currently at $159.15. Closed the day at $154.69. So very nice price action after hours. while a lot of the other market, or a lot of the market just snoozes. It's just been on snooze mode. A lot of the growth stocks aren't growing very much, are they? At least in terms of price on charts. You know, yesterday was a day where we had a pretty big sell-off. So I don't know. There's definitely ways one could look at it. Looking at the S&P 500 real quick, where it broke out of the little pennant or whatever, and then, you know, back tested the top of the pennant as support today, bounced, but not much. But either way, you know, the ups and downs. This is a very small structure. May not be any worth a crap. You know, I mean, like, I'm looking more at the mega symmetrical triangle, undeniable, visible on the daily, even the weekly. You know, this is kind of nothing. So eventually you're thinking the target's like 3,900, 100% measured move, but you're just going to get ups and downs throughout it. Man, the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, just continuing to kill it, continuing to do very well. Energy, financials tied to it. I mean, let's see. The traders settled up, at least on the 4 hour, at their highest level of all time. Yes, I know we had an open, a gap up technically at 192 yesterday, but that's not where traders settled up, right? So highest level ever. Yeah, very nice. And man, is that some sort of very interesting candles right there, right, on the IWM on the daily. So I mean, piercing line kind of, but it's not really a strategic spot for a piercing line. What, didn't I have the Fibonacci set up here? Previous high to low. So that's where you are right now. So the IWM has hit the 1272 through extension, 189.78. Next target will be $200. I think it's very possible we get there. I mean, everything changed, man. Ever since the Pfizer vaccine news broke 5 Mondays ago, going on 6. Growth has been slow, not doing much anything, and your value has been outperforming like crazy. And this right here, the Russell 2000s ETF, or just you could type in the RUT, and that's like the SPX or the DJI, but this is just the ETF, the vehicle to invest in it, is outperforming. I mean, this is outperforming all other index funds. So bottom right of your screen is Bitcoin's futures, 18,440. Just look sideways. I mean, it's been bleeding out, but you just gotta know exactly where Bitcoin is. I mean, you're sandwiched between 17,730, 19,891. There's no change with such a slow day. I mean, it's almost like it's the same stream. But at least what I can do on this stream is show you something that I physically couldn't show you yesterday, and that is Airbnb. Welcome, Jesus Chums, for Airbnb IPOing, along with DoorDash yesterday, right? So I don't know what this little fella is. I thought they, there's just like a piece of data here before the IPO. I don't know. So it just opened at pretty much where it closed today. Yeah, $146.00 open, and closed at 144.71. So yeah, there was price action. It got all the way up to 165 before pulling back, and who knows, man, what's going to happen with this. Normally doesn't go very well for IPOs, but this year has been the best IPO year since 2014. So we'll see. Congrats, Airbnb. Hopefully the tourism industry can recover, but I just don't know. I mean, the vaccine's coming out. Evidently, they're having problems. That's kind of been a lot. I mean, a lot of different sources have reported that big issues with the vaccines. So And is that going to change the psychology of the people that have been just pounded with fear, you know, by media sources, just pounding them with fear all year? You know, don't leave your house. Don't do this. Don't do that. So we'll see. Good luck, Airbnb. What was DoorDash? Dash, that's right. Isn't it funny? How weird is that? You got Dash, you got the Crypto Dash, Dash, and DoorDash, same ticker, and then you got a crypto BNB, and now you have a BNB, right? So bread and what was it? We call it bed and breakfast coin. Anyone remember that old meme we used to say when we looked at BNB, bed and breakfast coin? It's now like come full circle, and we actually have bed and breakfast asset on stock market. Wow. So you can talk about going in at your own risk. Just think about yesterday, right? You had an open at 182. Not sure exactly what happened. I mean, eventually it went like it could have run all the way up to a 195, and then it dumped all the way down to 163, and then rallied to close yesterday at 189.40. And then look at this. You know, imagine like holding this, and then 189.40. Like, oh, okay, cool. And today you opened at 179.63, and then you dumped down to 172.66, where you rallied 187.85, and then closed at 186. So just 2 green days, but very, very volatile. For that's just what's going to happen. For the swing trader, it's just kind of like hands off. We wait for data, lots of data. Yeah, Benson. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. Again, it's not a very not very eventful day. Not at all, but that's okay. You're not every day is going to be special and crazy pump streams. So, I mean, the majority aren't, but that's what makes the pump streams and the eventful streams special. Because if every day was special, no day would be special. So we can continue on. I just want to look at those IPOs real quick. We can also look at Starbucks. Starbucks, man. It's all-time highs. 127. Well, is it? Yeah. It hit today. All right. Finally, from the highest point, the old all-time high from July 2019 to the COVID crash low. That's how we anchor to get fib extensions. You hit that officially today, perfectly. 106.02. Tested it and pulled back to close. Whatever. I mean, closed at 105.39, but it was up almost 5% today. So that's like a target, and there's a gap here. So you think it's
3.6, not great or terrible.
Bruh.
Comrade, thank you for your content. You make day better. Thank you, comrade. I drink vodka. IT is like water here in mature Russia.
Look at that. Thanks so much, comrade man. Thank you, dude. Very kind of you. Thank you for the ruples, dude. Right? Ruble Connect. So, you think a gap fill could happen. You also think that a back test of the old resistance could become support, 98.98, before going higher. I mean, we could probably plot a channel. It's really nice to see the old supply line, up thrusted through it, sold off, but then you broke it again. And when you break it and then you back test, that confirms the validity of the breakout. And only after back testing for real did you continue higher. And that's all I'm talking about right now with 98.98. That's never been really tested as support. Now, it had been tested as resistance a couple times, but never support, right? You just kind of like broke out December 3rd and never revisited 98 again, 98.98. So you think that's very possible before you go higher. Nothing to say. There's not really on the daily. I mean, you're working on bearish divergence, but your positive momentum is starting to build again today. No earnings until, I guess, January 28th of next year. Yeah, that's an old one. I think that we looked at that.
Came across ice and they both look beautiful, but if we could look at ice, folded hands, dolphin, tornado.
What's up, Sharknado, man? AES. Oh yeah, I did. I don't remember the last time I looked at AES, but it was amazing. Oops, sorry. Well, there was at one time an inverse head and shoulders that broke out. Here we go. Look at this, man. More educational stuff for us, right? You break a resistance. You broke the neckline of the potential inverse head and shoulders, and then it became a confirmed head and shoulders. And then you back tested. You back tested. You back tested the neckline as support when it was once resistance, and then only after back testing a couple times did you bullishly engulf. You bullishly engulf. So it was like a break, hook, 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 and then go. And then afterwards, huge markup in price at $19, 100% measured move of that inverse head and shoulders. And now you're just at all-time highs, I believe. No, you're not. No, not all-time highs, but...
Can you check out Lake on Weekly? Cooking up 3 rising?
Crypto Chef, thanks for the 690. Yeah, we'll look at it, man. Good to see you. Not at all-time highs. Not even close. But 2387 could be tested at some point. Whoa, RSI could be showing bearish divergence on the weekly. And you got to break the local high. I mean, you are, right? You did. It's kind of like that little zone right there. $21. You're just, kind of reminds you of Bitcoin in a way, right? Like where the first time we had a run, we had a nice run up, and then we dumped, and then we consolidated Thanksgiving, and we ran up again, and we hit like not all-time highs here, but Bitcoin did for a second, and now it's just like unable to break yet. So you just gotta wait and see. It's all about the ifs now. If you break 2127 for real, you're going to 2387 to test that peak back from November of 2006. So you're still doing some pretty extraordinary things on this chart, man. Nice little range there. The range, man. The COVID low too. Wow. So you ever break that, I mean, then you're starting to run out of resistance. $29, high from 1998, and the tech bubble up here. Good Lord. 69.10. So if you ever can get above $24, $29, there's straight up, straight down. But this is just a great example of an inverse head and shoulders pattern that played out and is now just consolidating, butting up against 52-week highs. Yeah, butting up against it. You break it, 2387. If you don't, you're probably looking to, if you do reverse here, you think the minimum target eventually would be that March 2019 level. You could find yourself all the way down to 1848. If you don't break, if you can't catch enough bids here, all right. That's AES. Sorry, man. If Bitcoin's not doing anything, it's not showing an edge. Like, what can we do, man? Like, I mean, we're just. It's Thursday. It's Patreon night, so that'll be fun. BYOB. On the weekly. What the heck? Sorry, my trend line's not getting Lake on the weekly. Okay, so hey, really nice momentum shift here, right? Craziness. Liked the lower lows, the lowest low, then the higher lows. And you blasted off a few times, but man, look at the price action. Like,
When, if ever, do you think the stock market will have a massive correction?
when, if ever? Well, it's definitely a matter of when, not if. So that's definitely gonna happen. But I'm not sure, man. I mean, we just went through one of the fastest drawdown in the history of the stock market, and the fastest recovery in the history of the stock market. So just depends on what you mean by correction. Okay, we had just, we've been consolidating since September. Okay, so for 3 months, the bullish trend consolidated, and now we've very recently broken out. Not just above down sloping resistance, but also horizontal line resistance. So you're now at all-time highs. You could be in price discovery phase. Okay, so that's like very common, right? We've talked about this many times where if you're in a bull trend of some sort, I think it became confirmed in September when we broke back above the February 2020 highs before COVID. But anyway, we've maintained prices above that for a pretty good amount of time. That's a good sign. But once you break previous all-time highs that you had created, I think September 2nd, it's a really good thing, man. I mean, it takes in a bull trend about 100 days correction.
What level are you watching to open a position?
Well, I mean, here's the problem. If you're talking about Bitcoin, and just give me a second, dude. Thanks for the $5 super chat. We'll go back to Bitcoin after I finish up on this. So, this asset is up 6.39% after hours. That blue line there. So sorry, I'm all over the place because I'm getting derailed and stuff all over the place. No, I'm just saying, like, in an uptrend, like a multi-month, multi-year uptrend, an asset will commonly correct for 90 to 100 days. That's common. That's like based on statistics done, right, over the years. So Bitcoin did that, or not Bitcoin, the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, they all did that. They consolidated for like 90 days, and now they've broken out and they're going again. So hard to be like, when's the correction coming, when we just kind of had been correcting, consolidating for months, right? So anyway, October 2014 on Lake, it's been a problem area. You just kept having, I mean, every time you break above it, you can never sustain prices above it, kind of like Doge and that high at 4.2 tenths of 1 cent or something. Same thing here, right? 2004, such a critical area, 2267, man. But you're above it now. You're above it, but I mean, you could fill the gap. It was a really nice day today. I mean, maybe the argument could be made about a little bit of hidden bullish divergence or something here. Something must have happened to Lakeland Industries, but I mean, you're technically going to open near all-time highs. The highest level ever where traders set it up was just October 19th, the week of October 19th of this year. So you break that, you're not above that. You got to get a weekly close above that, okay? So you might do it. So this is really strong. If you were to ever break to higher prices, how do you eat fib extension here? Do we use the scam wicks? Kind of tough there, right? If it could ever break above the scam wick high from August 3rd that week, $30 is the target, but you got to break 24.52 first, okay? Okay. Not sure what you wanted me to look at specifically here. It just, yeah, you're in this. The longer you stay above 2260, right, the higher the probability becomes you break to the upside and you break all resistance, okay? Skeptical side of me thinks that 2961 might act as a resistance in the future if it ever got to that level again. But very nice to see, like, the uptrend, right? The higher highs, higher lows. And now it's just started getting a little nutty. See, this is the thing, man. Lake doesn't even have 1 million volume per day. Its 10-day average volume is 306,000. That's just not enough, man. Not enough. So Wood Division, talked about, do I think the market will have a mass correction at some point? And they always do. They always will. Maybe after continuing to run a little bit. I mean, stock market is really emotional, man, and it freaks out on news-driven catalysts all the time. First there's a vaccine, then there isn't one. It's just like, I mean, didn't something happen today? Like, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it because who knows? Like, it's political, so somehow. Okay, so the question, what level am I watching to open position? To open a position for a swing trade, I'm always looking for the same things. Doesn't matter what market it's at. But for Bitcoin, obviously, right? Really hard to justify taking a long position right now. Really, if you look at a significant time scale like the weekly, taking a long position where you got 3 days and you're on the cusp of maybe bearishly engulfing after testing all-time highs, where you're Your RSI is at 76. I mean, it can bounce here, but again, when you're talking about reward to risk, it just doesn't make as much sense as it would have made sense back, when a lot of people weren't watching me. But when we broke this October high, we broke it and then we back tested it for 2 weeks and then we bullishly engulfed on the week of October 5th. That's like a buying signal, another buying signal. Just above that was the first time ever the week of September 21st and the week of September 28th we had ever used that high as support. Break, hook, and go confirmation. Just go back to the streams, man. Go back to the streams when this is all happening and you'll see it. Like, we play by play this stuff because I'm here 7 days a week pretty much. It's just like these things are happening at these levels. And then the week of October 12th, we broke out. We played Jesus Chimes, like, oh my God, weekly candle close. And then the next week, right, that was the Square News was on that week. They actually broke you back above what do we call this? How many times? Ad nauseum? Call it the Three Gorges Dam resistance. Well, the Square News got us a close back above that Three Gorges Dam where we had upthrusted and failed premature breakout in the summer. And then, of course, the next week, as soon as we close back above it, PayPal comes in and says, yep, mass adoption's coming. We're the largest payment processor on the planet, and we're going to now facilitate buys and sells for people who want to buy crypto. That's mass adoption. That's the beginning of it. It's indefensible. That's very real. So since then, the technicals were great down here. They were really good. But here, like, there's no like strategic weekly support until like 16,175 or 13,868. So going to the 4 hour again. Look, man, I mean, some people will be like, hey, this is a great area to take along. Not for, if you look at what's happened on the chart, it's not low risk, but some people could argue and say, hey, you're at a demand line. It's an easy way to maybe manage one's risk here. Sure. Because you're at a demand line where bids may be, but you're not catching many bids at this level. But, that could take time. It could start shooting up anytime, like after testing and holding. But you got to be a little concerned about if you're showing this structure here that some people would say, hey, it's a descending running wedge. I think it just is the uptrend, visible. All the candles are confined. Some people would argue and say this whole thing right here is a potential, now confirmed, partial rise. It is a confirmed partial rise because we've tested now the demand line again. Just as we would look at if we flipped it over, right? It would be a descending broadening wedge of some sort, and on this attempted rally, we failed to hit to the bottom again. And when you got this stuff going on, when you fail to hit the bottom of the structure again with price, and you start reversing and pivoting to the upside, that's what you call a potential partial decline.
Happy for your new adventure, brother. I just moved to Western NC from Oregon. Could we look at SWBI when you get a chance? Much love. New Year's meetup in Vegas. Clean
What's up,
mugs, champagne bottle, party popper.
What's up, J-Talk? Thanks for the 618 Vegas meetup in January. Oh, I don't know, man, because that's like when I'll be doing all this moving and stuff. So probably not. But we'll figure something out, man, hopefully for 2021. Maybe things will get a little bit more normal again, but who knows if the world will ever be the way it used to be in 2019 and before, right? Who knows? It's pretty dystopian. I'd talk more about it, but there's just no point in talking more about it, at least for the sake of my my channel, okay? So anyway, yeah, we'll look at that. Potential partial decline because it failed to test the old downsloping demand line, and so it's potential until it rallies back up to the supply line, and once it tests the supply line again, it's a confirmed partial decline. You give me potential, then becomes confirmed. So now, according to Bulkowski, if this is a descending broadening wedge,
love your program. What's your thought on that stock, Nordic American Tankers? I am in suffering with this stock. Peace out, 8.950000 XRP.
Thank you, Dennis, man, for the XRPs.
Any chance we're looking at a diamond reversal on BTC 4 hours / daily? If it plays out, any targets for longs?
No, I don't think there's a diamond. Really, nah. No, unless we get a sorry, dude. We're in reversal land. Okay, you had a rally, you had an attempted rally, and there was no one there to push it over all-time highs, the last resistance, and now you've just been bleeding out, and you're back at the demand line. So confirmed partial rise in the situation, and according to Bulkowski, when partial declines become confirmed, there is 70% chance of breakout to the downside. So that's one thing that makes you be like, hey, it's at a demand line, it's real great and all, but this is definitely that right there, unable to test the upsloping supply line again, and now you're testing demand lines, not a good sign. So just telling you about, you, if you don't believe me, just Google partial rise, partial decline, and just go research it. I just tried to tell you exactly what it is. So not good, you know. And the problem is with that 17,730, there's just very little support resistance below 17,730, right? I mean, you look left, there's one peak right here, back from 2018, right there. That one high at 17.2. Then after that, man, forget it. You're screwed probably. I mean, like you could see 13,868 if you don't hold between 17.2 and 17.730. But the good news is right now you're still above it. You're still holding. So until that level gets broken, you're fine. But you could understand why it's tough here to have strong conviction on Bitcoin in the very, very short term, just because of what's going on, maybe. But long term, dude, whatever. It's fine. It's gonna pull back. It's gonna sell off. That's why we have hold accounts separate from trading accounts. So you know, anything happens, you're not worried about it. Your hold account, you have like a 5-year outlook on Bitcoin. So you're gonna lose thousands of dollars of value. You're gonna gain thousands of dollars of value. You don't even think about it. You don't look at it. You just leave it alone, right?
Thoughts on a top perspective for Rock? They just did a $6.50 offering. I'm holding a hefty bag at $7.08.
What's up, 707? We can look at AQB if that's.
Mitch, any thoughts on
Hold on,
140k MT Fox coins to be delivered December 15?
Well, if everyone knows about it, it probably is meaningless. Probably doesn't mean crap. What is this? Hold on, we're gonna look at these assets requested.
Talking about this entire structure, including Thanksgiving crashes bottom of diamond.
I mean, it's kind of like I don't know, man. Arbitrary left shoulder. What's wrong? Why do we have to look at it like that? I'm just saying, like, what's wrong with looking at? I mean, is this not apply well enough? You're at a critical support, and if you break it, you're probably screwed. I mean, the diamond that you're talking about, that's a neutral structure. It's neutral. It's a symmetrical triangle in itself, really. I mean, like, it's not like identifying a diamond pattern somehow gives us some sort of edge, because it's like a symmetrical triangle, which is neutral. And so everything I've already said about Bitcoin applies to that neutral pattern. So I just, you can do it, man. I guess, right? I mean, we'll just randomly pick this little wick here from November 18th to connect to this one, and then we'll just use this to connect these, and then this to connect. Like, okay, sure, whatever. Right? I mean, it's not really helping my analysis or helping someone determine what's going to happen next, man. So, and if you don't have that, I mean...
Hey again, brother. Can you look at UPP? Hello from?
What's up, Harrison? Thanks, man. Harrison Ree. Yep. Alright, let's... Yeah, just an idea. Nothing wrong with having ideas, man. Definitely not trying to discourage people from having ideas, right? But I'm just saying, right? You get where I'm coming from with what I'm telling you, right? About the diamond. It's like, I mean, this demand line is more important than literally anything. It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter up here. I mean, it's literally just this demand line is everything. And if you don't catch bids here and you break it for real, that is where major markdowns could occur. All right, so 17,730. If you break 17,730, you're going to 17.2. You don't hold 17.2. You're probably gonna be testing. I mean, like 16.2 again. You know, 15.8. But the major one, 13.868 down there. You know, that high from June 26, 2019. You know. So the argument is just like Bitcoin has had a wonderful run. Altcoins had wonderful runs. Trade setups were amazing, but it took them like a month or two to develop down at nice areas of value, congestion areas. And it's over. It's literally over. Now everything's really high. And there might still be a need for a major pullback on Bitcoin that's like 25 to 30%. Oh yeah, Smith & Wesson, man. Oh, hey, yeah, Smith & Wesson, dude. I remember this. This was a shark of some sort, kind of. Right? Shark. Reversed beautifully there. It's consolidating. Hidden bullish divergence in the mix. What's up, B Smooth? Thanks, man. Really nice potential hidden bullish divergence going on Smith & Wesson. Not at the 50% retrace though yet, which is interesting. It's so strong, maybe it can't get down there. But the problem is, it is okay. So there's this high from July of 2007, and you're just testing it as resistance. You can't get back above it. That's a problem, right? Real big problem there. Because if you do get back above it, you could have a really nice run back up to 2281. It's just not happening. So it's the weekly. Well, I mean, it's almost like some nice low, near the same low, like maybe it's trying to double bottom here. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Good Lord. That's crazy, dude. It's freaking crazy. Started dealing with something. Almost unbelievable, but extremely understandable at this point. Hey, man, so is it like... hey, but are you holding any support? You're not really at an area of support looking left. That's what's kind of weird, right? It's hard to justify It's really tough to. I mean, look, okay. So here's maybe a way to manage your risk, right? You got this 1462 low that doesn't make sense looking left. This is it, you know. But it's like kind of maybe double bottoming, and from this low to like the same low, you've got much lower levels of negative momentum. We know the trend is extremely bullish. You've been correcting since September, right? So a 100-day correction going on Smith & Wesson, and now you're definitely showing maybe some sort of confirmation low. And you bullishly go very well today. Got your first level of positive momentum since November 6th. So, I mean, like, I think if this is going to rally, 1748 will be tested again. If you can ever break it, I think that's when it could go really high. Could have a very nice move up. Okay, so it's almost like potential double bottom stuff, but kind of at a weird spot. And it only retraced 38% from that low down there to the high. So, yeah, it's interesting. Smith & Wesson. I mean, it makes sense for the times. This probably should be bullish, right? Where Bitcoin still can't catch any bids at these high levels. Sorry, not anymore, dude. But I think another firm, another institution bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin today. But it doesn't matter, man. Like, they're just buying. They're FOMOing, dude. They're FOMOing. And it doesn't matter because the price could still continue to drop. And I think institutions just keep buying the selling. They'll just keep buying it, man. Here's Nat. Very interesting level. Wow, this is actually, I mean, I hate the trend, right? It's awful. The long-term trend is terrible. But really nice to see what it's, see, it's up 10% today, man. Like, you tell me to look at Nat like, you know, November 11th, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, just like I'm looking at today. And I'm like, dang, man, this is pretty awesome. Right, look at it, had a huge run, got all the way somehow to $9, and it's dumped. It's been dumping since late April. So long-term correction, but holding an ice line from June of 2018. And so, you know, you fell below it, and you broke back above it. So you sprung. It doesn't, looks like you kind of maybe back tested the spring, and now you're rallying here. And supply line get broken? Nope, not yet. It's probably where it could be headed. Looks like maybe a downsloping channel. Oh, very, very nice channel here. Okay, so I don't know if we want to be using the insane, I mean, you could be setting yourself up to get killed. Maybe just the top of the channel to Fibonacci, conservatively. You got to break the supply line, which you haven't done yet, but it's really good to see how we held this area that was once resistance. It became support. It became support again, all right? And now it's rallying off that. So at least it's kind of easy to know that you want nothing to do with NAT below $3. And if it can ever break the supply line, it goes back to June. You know, it could see $4, $4.39. And eventually, maybe $5.39 again. Yeah, I mean, 446 is probably your target if it ever breaks the supply line. 446, just that high from October 2019.
Chart. Triple bottom of 2001, 2009 sub.
All right, Matthew, man, thanks, dude. Bitcoin at its lowest level of this 4-hour candle. We have 2 minutes till the close. Get wrecked. Weakness on the close. So that's it, man. If it can break the supply line at 360-ish, you think eventually, look, I mean, you think that 446 would be your target, which is a golden retrace up there. Makes sense. Okay, now. you want nothing to do with NAT below $3. I mean, it's pretty much screwed. You're back in a range, okay? But it's corrected for a long time, which is good. So there could be value. I mean, just think about it like this. From your low in March 2020 to your high, 88% retrace. Value areas. Yep, deep retrace. That's what you're looking for. So good. Let's go to Bitcoin real quick since we're about to close. The day is about to close. 18,231. You engulfed bullishly, and now you're just very weak, man. Just like no bids. It bounced because there was a demand line there, and no one answered. No follow through price action on the engulfing candle at all, dude. Just kind of like dead. Like, okay. And that's the thing, you know, like the longer you stay at these demand lines, the worse it is. Just saying. I don't think Bitcoin looks awful. I just think that it's tired and it's had a really nice run. And as a swing trader, you know what we look for. You know we look for value. You know we look for harmonics. 88% retraces, 78% retraces, clear bullish divergence, right? Ice lines from history. That's what we're looking for. Bitcoin, it had stuff, and altcoins had stuff, and then it played out brilliantly. That's fake news. Bitcoin's not dying. And if Bitcoin dies, XRP dies. 20 seconds. We're just hanging out for a second. Okay. Then we'll get back to the request. Alright, it's a new day. We did it, man. We did it. New day's been born. Pretty weak. Week A close. But the good news is the engulfing candle didn't get engulfed. So, still above the demand line. You tested 17,730 yesterday and you held. So, no harm yet until everything breaks. And you can clearly see on the chart where the breaking points are. You're near them, but above them. And I guess good news, if it's going to happen, right? Good news is, you know, that negative momentum we had, you know, you did have it for a second. But look, man, you're just showing positive momentum again. So what kind of histogram island is Bitcoin going to get soon? Is it going to be a pathetic one like we saw just a few days ago? Or will it be more of a kingish histogram island with follow the price action? Which one will it be, chat? Alright, it's the beginning. But you gotta catch bids, or you're screwed. Flip a coin, well, I mean, that's what you do. So we got to look at the UPP. What a name, dude. UPP. Now, oh god, wait. Are you asking about UPP like what? You know, like it was an S coin. You know how the rules on the S coins. I guess you maybe close enough. At least I know it's probably going to be terrible. It is terrible. Dude, this is so illiquid. I got no words. Just about. Here's your UPP. Wow, riveting. Dead freaking middle of a range, right? So, so illiquid. I don't even know what to tell you, man. Lowest risk area, 7.5 tenths of 1 cent. Highest risk area, 3.1 cents. Currently sitting at 1.7 cents. Cool. It's kind of it, dude. I wouldn't touch this, but people can do whatever they want, right? What?
You have not UPP lol.
Well, you were the one that requested UUP, right? So, whoops. Literally staring at UPP. Pretty crazy. I've looked at this before. This is I don't know the last time I looked at it, but this is what I had. Really nice uptrend. You look at the bottom of the broadening top, and somehow you eventually got to the top of the broadening top, and my god, before COVID hit, and look at it now. Terrible. So it broke the uptrend in May. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. So I guess that's still real. Biggest broadening top ever. Not much, not very good, man. Not looking good. I mean, yeah, there's a local, I mean, even here, like there's a local low down at like 20 more bucks. Yeah, there's definitely some daily bullish evidence in the mix, but support wise, you don't have that much help. You got 2015 lows, but most of the price action historically in this zone is like up, down, so what is this? Mutual funds. Yeah, eventually bullish divergence could appear on the weekly, but you just don't know when it's going to finish selling. Yeah, I would think that lowest risk is $23.18. I don't think there's, I mean, is it a dragon? I don't think so, man. I think this is just dumping and not doing well. When remember, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, all-time highs, and you got UUP, and it's getting killed. It's at its lowest levels since April, multi-year lows on UUP, with the index funds at all-time highs, like almost all of them, right? So that should tell you all you need to know. Yeah, maybe it holds these levels. Maybe, man. Yeah, it's just holding on to one support here from June 2015. So it's like 24.50, 23.99, and then 23.18. Maybe wait for a bullish engulfing candle or a bullish hammer or something, and you start losing negative momentum to justify saying hit classic bullish divergence on the oscillators. It's okay, but yeah, I don't know. Much better assets out there. Bitcoin 18,221 and falling. Look at this, dude. Bed Bath & Beyond on the weekly. Oh, it's incredible. Seriously, dude. This is finally, man. We got something going on. All right. This is incredible, chat. This is something to take heed of.
Can you look at Clio?
Sure, DD. Thank you, man. So Bed Bath & Beyond, the way I anchored on the weekly, 1 and 2, and then 1 on the top. And look what you've done. You're above the weekly 200 moving average. You're back testing. What was a resistance? Maybe a support now. Very easy way to manage your risk on this asset. Very, very easy. Yes, descending Briding Wedge breakout and all that. But hey, you know, the low from 2008, that's it, man, right? So a position trade where one could just invest in BY. Pretty simple, right? Let's see, what would be the adequate... Man, they're just... I mean, the major swing high on Bed Bath & Beyond is like $44 and change, man. Like up and down. Eventually, that's where you think it'd go. Another way to look at it, well, you could Fibonacci too. I mean, yeah. I mean, one could layer out, I guess. Like, right? Just the 382 itself is a 3.16 to 1 reward to risk ratio, right? Right, 50% retrace is near that resistance up there. And then a third target could be, if you ever break it, oh my god, pandemonium. Bullish pandemonium. Where would be another? I mean, it's kind of like eventually it could find its way all the way up at like geez, $73, $74. God. But yeah, they're still low here, right? 55. I think that'd be an adequate third target around the 618. So great way to position trade Bed Bath & Beyond based on what it's doing. Wonderful. Let me show you the daily real quick. Look at this daily descending Briding Wedge breakout. It's gorgeous. Yes, holding support above that support on a back test. Very, very good. Hey, it could fail. It could fail, and you know where to get out. You know where you don't want nothing to do with BY. A really nice bullish divergence going on too on the daily. Dang, man. Well, at least the MACD, and it could change, but you bullishly engulfed today. Really nice. Very, very nice, dude. Matthew. So we had our eye on it, but there's some, you know, I look at a lot of charts. So there you have it, man. Trading the weekly, so it could take months to play out, a couple months or more. Just be cognizant. Okay, cool. We'll move on. Catalyst Biosciences. Dude, Bitcoin not looking strong at all. I mean, this is a terrible chart. Look at the chart on the weekly. Ugh. Looks like an S coin, a Bitcoin pair S coin. Yeah, it's up 8.5% today. You can't even tell, man. Okay, so yeah, it back tested nice line. It's cool. Where do you even, you know, I hate the Yeah, like exclude the stupid wick, you know, go where the candle close was, and you get all these touches. So at least maybe you got yourself a supply line. Haven't broken yet. I like the higher low there. I like you know, you created this low and now you back tested it finally. You created the low in 2017, you back tested in April, March of this year, and now you're rallying. If you ever break that supply line, probably pretty easy to size up with Fibonacci for targets. And I don't know if this is going to play out or not, but 50% near that 200-week moving average. And if you're lucky, you can break that and go to 618. That's it, dude. That's it. It's probably the only way to look at Catalyst Biosciences. Kind of tough. I mean, you know, like if you're talking about strategic stop losses, I mean, normally you think it go up and down and it's not in danger until it falls below $3, but you're at 626. So, you know, you might just have to wing it. Again, it'd be tough to set up a strategic stop here. Hey, look where it is, man. This little low from December 2018. I hate that, man. Hold on. I mean, it could be like, hey, it's a double bottom, man. Higher low. I like the higher low. You very seldom been making higher lows. When's the last time I made a real higher low? Back here. So that's the way to look at it. Okay, it's not terrible. I mean, it's better than some things we've looked at, but not as good as others, right? It's okay. Not great, not terrible. Catalyst Biosciences. Too much buying. There's no buying pressure on Bitcoin. What? It's mainly all selling pressure. I mean, Bitcoin hasn't made a higher high since December 1st. It hasn't made a higher high. Not once. In 10 days. 11 days. Whatever. There's no buying pressure, dude. Sorry. I mean, I love Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to exceed. I want it to do well. But I'm not going to just, like, lie about it, you know, like, yeah, dude. It's like now it's like, is that really a pin bar, or is that just two indecision candles after a dump? You know, just hanging on to support barely. That negative momentum's at its highest point today, and yesterday, and the day before, and the day before. So, and you know, you're plenty of room to run to the downside on the RSI. And man, despite what it does, it's not an area of low risk, high reward for value. Just saying. Nope, that is not. Eventually, you see what I'm saying? Like, you touch it, you run up, you touch it again. Okay, then you start going. You're not going anywhere. You're just sitting here at 18.2. You're just sitting here. As long as you just sit here, higher probability becomes you just break it. And then you see 17.730, 17.2 again.
Hey guys, this is my new set.
Well, institutions buying Bitcoin doesn't mean anything with the price here. I mean, like, the momentum it's not making higher highs anymore locally. Like, look, I mean, you're like making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. You're still making higher lows, but you're not showing any more higher highs. Recently, this month. What's up? Thanks for the 1,000 people tuned in. 343 likes. Oh, goodness. Yep, that's the likes kind of dictate Bitcoin's price action. So gold, real quick, just looking at gold, just an update on it. You know, held that support, dumped yesterday, or 2 days ago. Yesterday did nothing, and now on the new day, it's only been around for a couple hours, doing nothing. So you think eventually it would run up to test 1900 again, but it just hasn't. It's in the dead middle of the downtrend, it's right at that heart line, losing positive momentum. Hold on, my god, dude. Oh, wow, what the heck, man? It was like my stuff took forever. It took a minute to update. I'm like, did my org not save? Silver is closer to its supply line, but it's got 2607, 2618. It's got to break horizontally too, so it's looking okay. Still correcting. Clearly, this is the structure of consolidation that it's in. It hasn't broken the supply line, so they're still correcting. All right, man. So you get it. Once this demand line breaks, it could get real bad. There could be huge markdowns in price. So you can't say you weren't warned about that. Hey, if it holds here, it could have a nice bounce. It's just not. Like, no one's buying it right now, and it's only making lower highs locally. Lower highs. The entire month of December has been lower highs. We're 1/3 of the way through it. Maybe the next 2/3 would be better, but again, if you look at the monthly, right? I could easily see, right? I mean, just, it barely looks like anything's happened. Each candle represents 30 days, 31 days. If it sells off, I mean, goes 16K and then bounces, what happens? People are going to lose their minds. People are going to quit crypto forever and never come back until Bitcoin rallies again. So you just closed right around, you closed definitely at your highest level ever on the monthly, but again, nothing, just 90% in 2 months. It's insane. That's crazy on something like Bitcoin. So it's hard to, look, man, each one of these is a month, right? Like, what if you just get another one of these, from June, another one of these from September? People don't have the patience. A lot of people don't have the patience to wait through a month of this, and this, and this, and this, different, just red candles. It's been a good run, Bitcoin, but momentum-driven asset class is running out of momentum for now until a real pivot happens. Daily on Bitcoin, man. This is like the higher high, tweezer top into another tweezer top. You literally have two different tweezer tops, and they both playing out. One played out and eventually recovered, and this one's still playing out, the tweezer top reversal. But it's the second one, so it's almost like confirmation highs. So all that matters is 17.2 to 19.891. This is it, man. No edge, really. No edge till you start showing a pivot where you start losing negative momentum, you start pivoting on the RSI. Then you could say maybe hidden bullish divergence argument's valid until you fall below 17.2. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right, man. So, highlight of the stream, pretty much Bed Bath & Beyond on the weekly. Crazy looking, great looking, low risk, high reward opportunity area chart. But it would require patience to make gains on it. So there's not much to talk about, man. That's it, Crypto, we can look at the ones like XRP and You can look at Binance Coin. It doesn't matter, man. Like, yeah, it can look great. This looks amazing. It doesn't matter. Like, if Bitcoin dumps, this will be completely invalidated. It will never succeed. It will certainly fail if Bitcoin dumps. It breaks 18.2, 17.730. I mean, dude, if Bitcoin breaks I think if Bitcoin breaks 18.2 and runs down to 17.730, all these altcoins are going to get obliterated, including Binance Coin. This support here will get crushed. You'll come down to test $26 again if Bitcoin just breaks 18.2 and runs down to 17.730. This thing's going to get destroyed. Just like any other of your precious S coins, including XRP. They will all get crushed once if Bitcoin breaks down because it can't catch the bids on this demand line. Okay, so just be aware, though there is, it looks like there's opportunity. Is there if Bitcoin wants to continue to dump? No, there is none. No. You should have been here in late September. You should have been here in October and early November when there was vast amounts of opportunity, when these assets did not make stupid runs up, almost all of them. Okay. When opportunity presents itself, it is far too late to prepare. There's the pain of discipline, pain of disappointment. You're going to have to go through one of them. So you might as well just go through the pain of discipline, monitoring these markets before crazy pumps happen. Because there's always an edge. I mean, there's oftentimes an edge that appears before those pumps happen. So okay, man. Stay grounded. Stay grounded. Stay above support, or the markdown will continue. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything. There's another stream tonight. I mean, no one's gonna watch it, but because it's Patreon night. I mean, I'm just looking forward to hanging out with the patrons. But I mean, I'm just saying, no price action. And it's not going up, so people just slowly dwindle away. Well, their interest slowly dwindles away till it's gone. So I'll be back tonight. Till next time, respect the TA.
Bruh.
Wow, hey, Rap, thank you. Hold on, dude. Sorry, I didn't see that. It must have been just moments ago. It was literally 2 minutes ago. Hey, type in the friggin' chat, everyone. Thank you, Ratman. Kings.
Bruh.
If you're a new patron, be sure to join the Discord voice chat 30 minutes before the stream tonight. We'll ping you if you're a patron. You'll be pinged when we're all in the voice chat together. So just be alert, or be like, you know, aware that an alert will be coming tonight. So, all right. Thanks again. Kings.
those turd nuggets?